of entertainment, technology. He touched on, his passion when it comes to apps, yeah, and technology. Also very passionate as well when it comes to real estate. He is most known, especially within recent times, with his latest endeavor, a Bitcoin real estate project called One Beckway, which we'll be going in on to find out more about it. We've heard all different kind of things in support of all kind of speculations and more, and more, and more. Storm is on the inside. We open up the telephone lines in a little bit. All right, send us your questions if you got any via WhatsApp 430-1043, the direct line 457-1043. All right?
All right. I think at this time I want to head into Bitcoin generally. Why the thrust? Okay, so you've been moving from one business idea to the next. How did you get involved in Bitcoin?
Well, I was offered my first Bitcoin in 2011. And at the time I was being offered, it was I think about £50 at the time for one for one Bitcoin. And I dabbled in it, and it just kept on growing. It crashed, then it would get bigger, then it crashed again. I didn't really start to look deep into the technology until the technology behind Bitcoin, which is a blockchain technology, until maybe 3 or 4 years ago. And as I understood the ideology behind it, and when I looked at the technology as well, I was fascinated. The idea that decentralized finance allows, peer-to-peer transactions anywhere in the world once you have an internet connection, at a very low cost. And that's what really intrigued me about it. And there's also this, very strong community that was growing behind it, and now it's even bigger,
But Bitcoin is something that I probably never took the time to understand how it works. What is it all about? I mean, a lot of people might hear about it, but don't know what it actually is.
Okay. So every business has to do its accounts, right?
Right.
And to do the accounts, you have a ledger.
Right.
Your debit and credit. So what the blockchain is a ledger. And it just creates a unit. We call it a Bitcoin. Or you could take that blockchain, which people have done, and they can redesign it in their own way. So that's how you have Ethereum, you have Dogecoin, you have all these other Cardano, Ripple. So anyhow, but back to the ledger now. So basically creates a unit, and it says Storm has 10 Bitcoin, Crystal has 5, and then let's say I want to send you 5, I buy, something from you. The ledger will then record, okay, Storm now has 5 tokens, 5 Bitcoin, Crystal now has 10.
Right.
Now it's decentralized finance for a reason. A bank has the same ledger, right? The debit and credits, your account. But the bank has one mainframe or one set of servers, and it's susceptible to cyber attacks. I mean, which has happened and continues to happen all over the world. So the security comes into play because it's decentralized. So the founders of Bitcoin, they distributed this ledger to everyone who wants to own Bitcoin.
Okay.
In a sense, right? And if you try to let's say, because it's software can be manipulated,
Right. Yeah.
So if I wanted to manipulate the ledger to say that I have 100 Bitcoins, I could probably succeed with one of those ledgers, but there are millions of ledgers in existence. And how Bitcoin works, the software, the blockchain, is that all of the ledgers have to be reconciled. So they have to say the same thing.
Oh, right.
So
right,
I could say I have 1 billion Bitcoins, but then, you know, the other
ledgers
would say,
that.
no, something weird is going on there.
Right.
You know,
So it's a bit more secure than.
it's way more secure that way. Because
interesting.
to hack the blockchain, especially now, you're going to hack millions upon
of-
millions
Yeah.
of computers
And
at
nobody
the
want
same
that
time.
stress.
That's possible.
So that's why it's very secure. And you know, a lot of people criticize Bitcoin. They say, "Oh, it's used for money laundering. It's, you know, only nefarious characters want to use it." That's
Maybe heard that.
couldn't be further from the truth. I mean, criminals are using the current financial system. They're using cash, and in fact, cash is still king when it comes to, you know, money laundering. So Bitcoin now actually is much more secure in preventing that, because all of the transactions on the ledger are open to the public.
So there's
it's open-
transparency.
There's transparency, and there's also traceability.
Right,
Okay,
right,
okay.
right,
All right.
right.
You know, I
But
I
as
could
whereas the
actually go
cash
back-
you can't really trace.
Exactly.
You could try your best, but it's
can't
really
track-
hard.
You can't track cash. So in that way, that's a misconception that's out there. And the rules that are being put in place now, you know, even if you got your Bitcoin in a, you know, illegal way, for it to enter the financial system, you need to, like anything else, you need to provide a source of
Social
funds.
phones, right.
Show me how you got this Bitcoin. You know?
That
So-
sounds like
Nice.
it's been a challenge. Have you? Maybe we don't have time right now. We don't, because we have just a minute before we go to
Okay.
the digital state of emergency mix. But when we come back, I want to get into the challenges. How do you get in and how do you come out? And what can you do with your Bitcoins? I know you said you could trade, as in you can send to somebody else, like you could send me 5 Bitcoins and so on. But what else can you do? And is this the way forward for businesses, especially since we've had issues with PaySwift and many businesses will have gotten on board with that? Maybe you could explain how.
In short, the answer is yes, it is the way forward, and we could go into it
A little bit more.
a
in
little
depth.
bit more. When we,
How has it worked for you? You know, I'd like to find out that as well when we come back.
Definitely.
All right, we got the digital state of emergency mix coming up. Stick around.
It's the alarm heard around the world. The wake-up call with The Fugitive, Crystal and DJ Jose.
It's time to get primed for the summer with Digicel. Now's your chance to catch your share of $30,000 cash. 4 winners will be selected weekly to catch their share of cash in the Digicel Cash Vault.